All right, guys. I did some charts for you guys. I'll probably show this first before I show the chart. But yeah, I got the YouTube channel set up for you guys for the stock channel. We got our little new sign here, Stock Market Jimmy. I ordered that. Man, that thing was only $30, custom made and shipped. It's an aluminum. What a great price. I mean, just finding a nice, clean piece of aluminum like that is hard to come by. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me start off by saying that the stock market is definitely 100% manipulated and rigged. It is. Anybody that tells you that the stock market is not rigged is full of crap. Full of crap. It's been rigged from the get-go. It's completely controlled by the crooks of America. That is just the truth. Anybody want to just, you really think that it's an honest system? Of course it's not an honest. Let me ask you a question. How does the president of Russia, Putin, come out and say 45 days ago that the government of America is about to reset the crypto industry? How does he say that? It was all over the news. How does the president of Russia know what's going to happen 40 days before it happens? It's because it's planned. It's a planned system. Okay? So let me fill you in on what's going on. What's going on is the rich want your Bitcoin. The rich want your Ethereum. The rich wants your crypto. The rich wants you to lose your money in the stock market. The stock market, Wall Street, wants you to lose your money. They want to pull everything out of you, suck you dry, come in and make more money. They want to own everything low because it's resetting the system. Doesn't happen by accident. You don't go from having everybody involved into the stock market and have all these prices keep going up and up and up and up, and all of a sudden they switch the switch. And when they switch that switch, guess what happens? They're going after margin accounts. Why are they going after margin accounts? It's because the people that have margin accounts don't know what they're doing. And they're a risk to the financial institutions that give those loans. You're borrowing money to invest money. You don't even have your own money. You don't even have your own money. And if you do have your own money, you're just saying, well, I'm going to use their money instead of using my own money. So, okay, I get that. But what that does is it puts the financial institutions, when you look at the figures and you look at how much that they are on the hook for, if they have trillions of dollars of borrowed money, and these people that have no idea what they're doing, they're just buying hype. Okay, they're buying stocks. You have these other YouTube stock channels that are just keep preaching you to buy these 5-year highs over and over. Oh, this is a steal. I'm like, a steal? The stock is up 100%. How is it a steal? It was a steal 8 months ago before it went up 100%. These people who have these channels, they bought low. They didn't buy now that they're pushing you to. It's an agenda. They're basically pushing so they keep their profits, because if it comes down, they're going to take their profits. So what's happening is with the margins is you have all of these people that bought too high on hype and FOMO. And the only way that you're going to decrease your risk as a financial institution that's letting these margin money out there, and it's like, wow, we have too much money out on the street here where we could get crushed. Let's go ahead and get these people out of the market. Let's get these people to have to sell. Let's crash the market. Let's crash it on purpose. And the way you're going to do that is to sync the market, click a button. Why are the 5-year low stocks that are good evaluations not really going down that much? Why are all the ones that went up 100% the ones that are tanking? Because those are the ones where the people put their margin in. Those people did not buy the 5-year lows. They're buying the 5-year highs. They're looking for the get-rich-quick scheme. They're short run. So what's happening is that by forcing the cost down, the people who own those stocks, who have already made the 100% 1x return, somebody who invested $100,000 in NVIDIA when it was $79 and went all the way up to $200, he's already doubled his money. In some cases, doubled or tripled, or 1 times X'd his money. Those people start seeing it come down and they're bailing because they're like, I already made my money. I have to protect my profits. I don't care anymore. I'm out. It was their own money or they bought it on margin. Either way, they were intelligent enough to know to buy low and sell high. They got out. What's that do? Starts to dip the market. Now, the more that it dips and the more that the crooks of America sink it, they want and need to sink it enough to get all of the margin people to sell. And what is going to happen when all the margin people are forced out? They no longer own it. They have debt. The individual has debt. And then it reduces the financial risk of the companies that are leveraging their money out. They're the finance companies that are loaning this money out. It trims out off of the total amount of money that could be at risk, and they're reducing their risk. And when those margin people sell and are forced to sell, what happens to the stocks that are at those 5-year highs? You had the rich people who made money with their own money or use leverage. They're out. And now the people who are being forced out, when that happens, then those go down by itself. It's a monopoly of effect, which is the goal of why it was triggered in the first place. So what is the end result? The end result is the wealthy people who have their own money or were intelligent enough in the game with leverage in margins that were not involved in the 5-year highs. They wait for it to crash. They come in, get it really low. People with money come in, get it really low, and it resets the market. It starts going back up slowly. It's not going to be fast because all the people who had margin money that were buying, probably half of them are forced out. Okay? So that is what happens. Okay? I was watching a podcast the other day of a guy that is very wealthy and he's done very well in the stock market and stuff like that. But you got to be really careful about people that you listen to when they're buying stocks, guys. You got to be really careful because these people give a lot of bad advice. They give a lot of bad advice. They're giving advice based on a price and they're looking at the price in 5 years. And they're assuming what it's going to be in 5 years. Okay? Now, Bloom, I think that symbol is BE. Okay? I love the stock. I love the company. I think it has a huge, bright future, okay? I do think that stock's probably going to be a $300 stock. I do. I think it will. And I think now it's at it's at like $86, okay? It was at $117. The guy made the podcast when it was at 100. I want to say it was $129. It was $129 when they made the podcast, and that was like 5 days ago. 127. And the guy was like, yeah, it's a steal. I'm buying more. I'm buying more now. And I looked at it and I'm like, it's at a 5-year high. It's at a 5-year high. No, thank you. That's the first thing. I didn't need I don't care what he said. I don't care how much money he's made. I don't care what it's going to be in 5 years. I don't care if I just said it's going to be probably $300. I don't care. Because I don't buy stocks at 5-year highs. I just don't. It would have to be a company that has way proven something like Amazon, something like Google. But I still would be hesitant at 5-year highs, guys. I'm just not a fan of that, all right? Now, Bloom is now at $86. Now, I looked at the chart, and actually 75 is an entry, not 86. Could you start a position at 86? Yes. Why? Because a lot of people paid way more than you. And it is a future growth stock. We desperately need the power for the AI industry. And you guys act like AI is in a bubble? How is AI in a bubble? It just started. We're like a year into the big boom of AI. We're talking 10 years, people. You know, the AI chip manufacturers, Taiwan and AMD and NVIDIA, guys, those are good runs for 3-4 years. That's it. 3-4 years. Why? Because China's going to have something to say about that. These corporations are paying huge amount of money to NVIDIA right now because it's the best next thing. They have the most sophisticated chips out there. They're getting silly 10 times what China can make it for right now. Because China's having trouble making the same exact type of chip, but China's advancing with that. So what's going to happen in 2 years when China is catching up with NVIDIA and says, hey, corporations in America, we can give you those same chips for 10 times less. What's going to happen to NVIDIA stock? They're going to be forced to sell low. Just like Novo Nordisk, NVO. They got the weight loss. They're forced to sell lower. Why? Because America's demanding that the prices decrease for the medical issues that we're having on insurance policies. We have way too high pharmaceutical sales. Some companies like that, they have to go so low to compete with the fake companies that are making it, like the Hims. Hims is going to these laboratories that are making the weight loss stuff that are basically similar, and they're just mixing some other stuff with it. It's not even regulated. It's not even regulated, and people are putting it in their bodies because they're getting it for 5 times less than Novo is selling it for. It's the same thing with the chips. Same thing. It's going to happen. 2 years. 2 years, China will be competing with NVIDIA. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. So, you know, I think that the AI hasn't even started. If you think that Tesla is not going to be a player in the future, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy if you don't think Tesla. But not in the vehicles, not in all that kind of crap, not in the vehicles, not in the solar, that kind of stuff. I'm not interested in Tesla on that. Tesla is going to be the player in the home robots. That is Tesla's future. Tesla needs to figure out ways to merge everything over to the home robots. They're going to have a lot of competition with China. A lot. They're going to have a lot of competition with some other companies like Google. But that is the future. Everybody's going to want a robot at their house. Trust me. It's going to make your breakfast. It's going to make your bed. It's going to do your chores. It's going to do your yard work. It's going to do every single thing that you need it to do. And in the future, sex robots will be here. People used to laugh at me when I would say and talk about sex dolls and sex robots and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. I wanted to invest in the sex dolls 10 years ago. The reason why that I say that is there's so many people, guys, that are in this world that are so alone. It's so difficult for them to have a sexual partner or even a partner, and they live in these sheltered lifestyles, or they have sexual problems, or they're not attractive, whatever the reason is. The sophistication of these future sex robots is going to reduce the population tremendously, because you're going to have these males that are not mating with real human females, and they're literally going to have all their demands come from a beautiful sexual robot. She's going to rub his back, she's going to talk dirty to him, she's going to get his coffee, she's never going to debate with him in a bitchy way. The robot is going to literally do all the sexual things for him and satisfy all his needs. And it's going to look physically like the most beautiful woman he's ever been with. And that's just the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. I'm telling you right now. I said that 10 years ago. What do you think is going to happen in 20 years? That is the future. These home robots are the future. The home robots will also be doing all your jobs. I don't think that human beings will even need to work anymore. It's just going to be about letting your robots do everything that is needed. And there's going to be other ways to generate revenue. That's what's going to happen. And guys, it should happen. You're not put on this planet to be a slave. You shouldn't have to go to a place for 8 to 10 hours a day doing something that you might not even enjoy or like to do, just so you can go get food at the grocery store or pay a high mortgage payment or something like that. So I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I think that we should advance as society to come up with intelligent ways so you don't have to work. You could still work, but in different ways. That doesn't mean you need to be lazy or not physical and do healthy things and all that kind of stuff. You still could do all those things. But anyway, that's my thoughts about the stock market. So what am I doing? I'm buying. Now, I don't rebuy dips when I've already bought and it's only dipped a little bit. I don't do that. You'll learn that in my training. Go to jimmymastery.com and get my stock swing trading course that supports the channel. That will help you guys master stocks, okay? You'll be one of the most intelligent stock investors that you could possibly think about just by watching me for 30 minutes on video talking to you about it. It's going to prevent you from making stupid decisions. It's going to save you so much money and help you always be successful. Hey, when I say always, that doesn't mean you got to go through waiting times, where you're waiting for the market to do things. That's just part of the game. But you'll just improve tremendously. So what am I doing with crypto? I'm a big fan of Ethereum. Now, if Bitcoin was to come down, guys, to the 50,000 range, yeah, I'm buying Bitcoin. But I focus on Ethereum. Right now, I'm focused on ADA. Even AVAX. I don't mind getting some AVAX. So I just bought AVAX at 14. I rebought Ethereum. I paid originally for Ethereum was $3,100, and then I just rebought a little more at 26. And ADA, I bought 2 times. I bought at 59, and then I bought again at 46. And I haven't rebought. I think it's 42 now, or 43. So I haven't rebought again. It would have to get into the 30s for me to do that. So am I worried? No, man. I'm not worried. It's not a bear market, guys. No one is worried about the economy. If you look at the stock market. There's ways to tell if we have an economy problem, if we have a recession. I don't see a recession when I look at the stock market. I see a manipulated stock market that's forcing margins out and rich people taking your crap. You're taking what you owned because you either made a mistake and they're taking advantage of your mistakes and you're on margin. Those are the people that are going to get crushed. Unless you bought right. If you bought right, you got nothing to worry about. What do you learn from it? You got to have stop losses, guys. You got to have stop losses, especially if you're on margin, man. If you're on margin, if you don't have stop losses, you have no idea what the hell you're doing. You have no business being in the market until you learn. You're going to get destroyed. All right. What else we got going on here, guys? I don't think there's really much other to cover because I cover everything else in the digital display of the charts and stuff like that. So that's enough me talking. Guys, I'm going to have the show going. Once I get it up on the big screen, I'm going to have it while I talk to you. Anything I'm talking to you about will be showing the charts on the big screen and also about news. And so everything, I'll have my laptop right here and I'll be able to see what you see behind me. And I'm just going to be able to talk to you about everything, and I'll show you news clips and things like that. So it's going to be a great show. Help me out, support the channel. Do me a big favor and subscribe to the content because I need to get to 500 minimum, and I need a lot more watch hours. It's a new channel, so growing a channel is difficult, but I have good content. I'm not worried about growing. You know why? Because I'm old school, bro. I'm old school. I tell you like it is. I'm not going to try to get you guys to buy 5-year high stocks. I'm always going to give you warnings. I'm the real deal when it comes to this market. I tell it like it is. I'm not one of these agenda people that are shorting things and lying to your face if I have a lot of subscribers so you buy it so I can make money off of you. I ain't like that. I ain't like that. Never will be like that. I'm straight shooter. I disagree with a lot of these big channels that have 700,000 people watching them. It actually pisses me off that so many of these guys are successful for lying to you and cheating you. You know, they don't care if you lose your money. They care about making views and taking your money. That's what they care about. I hate those kind of people, man. They don't even admit when they're wrong. You know, they don't even give you warnings. These guys will tell you to do something, then they don't also give you what could happen if it goes wrong. They don't tell you, hey, you should also put a stop loss here, or you should do that. They don't even say one word about that. Not one word. Anyway, guys, subscribe and like the video. Helps the channel out. Appreciate you guys. I can't wait to the show. I'm looking forward to really getting a good relationship with a lot of you guys out there. You know, listen, man, I just look for good quality people out there, man. There's some of you guys that are really good people. And I'm also going to have a membership program. And I'm really looking forward to building that up and having a lot of good quality, good investors with the channel that I'll even listen to your advice and take your advice. You guys might have good advice that I make money on. Okay? You know, I mean, obviously I'm going to analyze it I don't just listen to somebody and buy unless I feel, thank you for bringing this up to me. This looks really solid. I think, you know, I agree with you here. Like, for example, I met some guy in Las Vegas that told me about ASST, which is a Bitcoin-related Bitcoin stock. And I think when he told me about it, was $1.29. $1.29. And it dipped all the way down to 99 cents. And I didn't think it was his fault or anything like that because Bitcoin crashed. But I already knew Bitcoin was up at 5-year highs. So I didn't need him to tell me if $1.26 was a good deal or not. I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't a good deal. Even though that stock has hit $7 before. So I'm getting interested now. Okay. I think it's a buy now. It's a startup position now. I see that as a 3X. I think if I put 50 grand into ASST at $1 a share, I am confident that it will go to 3 one day. I am absolutely confident of that. I don't know when. I don't care. Because I don't need the 50 grand right now. I buy it and I forget about it. When it's $150,000 on a $50,000 investment, I promise you, you'll see me showing you on this channel. And remember when I had that video when I told you about ASST to get in at $1? Remember? I just made $100,000 on $50,000 investment. And it only took this long. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? You guys have a great day. Don't panic. Don't panic.